So we are going live, ladies and gentlemen. We're hitting record, ladies and gentlemen.
Chris?
Hey, buddy.
Okay.
We're here.
Are we on live?
We are live.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
We want each one of you to realize this one important thing. You should never, ever stop believing in you.
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing. Absolutely. Hey, brother. How you doing today?
We're going to get told for this. That's okay.
Hey, you know what? We're live. They can't stop us.
Ain't no stop. We're on the move.
That's it. And this is a disclaimer. We do not own this music. We are not in any way trying to replicate it. We are not in any way trying to steal it. And you know what? We just want to use it as a reminder to people that, you know, if you don't stop believing in yourself and in what you're doing, nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you. Sing it, Joe.
All right.
All right.
Let's get to work.
Let's get to work. We played enough. Hey, Joe, what do you know today, man?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Dude, you don't even want to know. You better talk because, you know, the dadpreneur thing, I'm about ready to strangle me a kid.
I'm gonna tell you guys, man. So I got a phone. We get on the thing just here about, I don't know what, maybe 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we're talking about, he's like, Chris is just flustered. He's just about to blow his top. You can tell steam was rolling out of his ears. I couldn't see him. You know? So he's like, that boy, I wanted him to sweep my eye off, and he can work a push broom, but he can't seem to work a broom. I got to teach him how to work a broom again? What's the point if I got to do it every time? And I know he can push a broom. He knows how to use a broom. I'm like, well, what do you use a broom, Chris? He's like, no. He needs to. He's
Dude,
like,
you just don't understand.
20 minutes before I got to be on the air. It's like, guys, they're kids, and they just got a knack for, yeah. It's kind of like, man, if you ever stubbed your toe real bad or something and didn't tell them, that's the first thing they're going to step on.
Right?
They're going to drop, like, I don't know, a toy on it or something. You're like, ow.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you. It's like, you know, it's like I love him. I do. I swear I do. But it seems like he picks, you know, the 30 minutes before the show just to see if he can get under my skin, to see if he can, you know, make me want to just kill him. But, you know, it's all good. We love you guys. Thank you, Bethany. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Benita. You know, thank you, everybody, for joining us today. It's been crazy. Today, Saturdays are crazy, but we love Saturdays. And so here's what I'm going to tell you. If you watch the scroll going across the bottom of the screen, it's Q&A Saturday. What's your questions on crypto and marketing? That's what Joe and I are here to do today, is talk about it. And so, you know, I see Sharon still got really, really bad internet.
Hey, Sharon, Angie should be able to jump in real easy. Chris, did you accept Angie as a friend? Okay.
Yep.
Tell her to, look up Chris Hanks. Just go in her search line on Facebook. You know, type Chris Hanks in there, and it'll bring her right to it.
Mm-hmm. And we're talking.
On it, it'll notify her every time. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and just so you guys know, we're actually talking with the developer of the program that we're using, and so he seems to be really easy to work with. He wants our feedback, and I'm going to let him
Yeah,
know that I want to be able to have more than one location to be able to stream this from. Like I would like for it to be able to stream on my page, Joe's page, and our Crypto Let's Talk page all at one time simultaneously. There's no reason that he can't add some code to do that. But at the end of the day, we're just happy to have this new platform, and he's fixing
exactly.
some bugs for us. He's about 2 weeks out. We're going to get a new beta version of this
Yeah,
Monday. So,
yeah.
and in the new beta version, he's going to try to fix it where Joe and I could see each other, which would be really nice.
And
Um,
we're gonna flip around the mirror thing. We're gonna
yeah,
be mirrored instead of the way it is because I hate this.
yeah, and
I'm
so
gonna fall out of my chair.
he's telling us, he's telling us that we reported to him that things are backwards, right, and that there's no way to fix it in the program that we're actually using. And he says, well, write Apple out and see if your people can read the word Apple. And so, I'm going to write the word Apple out, but I see KGX and see you guys are. I see that written correctly, but it's on the wrong side, right? So you guys tell us what you see. I see KGX, but KGX is on the wrong side of my shirt. So he's really trying to honestly work on getting these things fixed. So we're going to stick with him because
Put my
it's a
headband
good
on right. It's backwards and weird.
dude. It's a good program. We like it, and the guy seems nice. Okay, so
Hey, sorry guys, I didn't mean to just throw a temper tantrum there, but I did.
oh well. It just goes to show you guys, right?
Perfect mirror imaging, not opposites. What we actually need is mirror imaging. So when you lift your hand, it's like looking in a mirror and it's on the same side.
Right.
Not, you know what I mean? And
Like when we're
I got
on
my phone, so I
Zoom,
can't turn the thing around.
exactly. When we're on
Like
Zoom,
I'm
we
gonna
see
reach for
things
something,
right.
like I'm reaching right here for my drink, and I think I'm reaching away from it because I see my arm going the opposite direction. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
And we're going to drop something if we're not careful. So,
I really am, man. I'm gonna actually turn around and hit my kid or something, or try to hit and
so
not be able
Joe,
to. It's
Sharon
gonna be
says, that you don't push brooms, you ride them. Get them an electric
yeah.
one.
There you go.
Well, that's true, Sharon. And he's only 8. I don't want him I don't want him to learn to ride the broom yet. Here's the thing about that. He has an electric vacuum for out there, right? And
Uh-huh.
um, it's just
You can't
damp and
vacuum brooms.
wet. You can't vacuum because it's wet. So, all right, y'all, drop your questions. We need some questions. We need some comments. We need something to talk about today. Y'all are not a shy group. I do not expect you guys not to drop us some stuff. Bethany, start letting those fingers walk. Sharon, let those fingers walk. Benita, let those fingers walk. Joe, here's what I want to say about marketing. And, you and I had a question, right? And our teams had a question, and it was all the same questions. Where do I talk to people? Where do I get people? And
Oh
we've
yeah.
instructed people. We've instructed people to be friendly and to create relationships on social media, which we all do. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you can't spend all day sitting in front of your computer screen, man. Trying to create relationships that aren't there. You got to be able to do the hit and run thing. Um, and so, we started looking for other alternatives for our folks and our teams. And what I'm going to say about that is we're not ready to fully disclose what we're doing and how we're doing it, but we
Right.
are working on something that within the next week or so, we're going to be able to talk about full fledged on our show. Like we're going to actually tell you guys, and we're going to actually give numbers and results. There is a disclaimer, of
Yeah.
course, because Joe's giving me the hand signal of disclaimer. There is a disclaimer, and I do want everybody to know that there's a learning curve. Okay, so with that learning curve, you're going to have to understand that we can't guarantee the numbers that we're going to be talking about, but what we can do is help you and teach you get there, right? Like we can teach you and help you to get to those types of numbers. So we're excited about that. you know,
Is that better, guys?
yeah, that's good. It's real good. It was fine before, but I always shut mine when we go on camera just because there's always a glare and I look like I have a halo, and I don't want to give anybody the misinterpretation that I'm an angel. Joe couldn't see me, so he couldn't see my facial expression, so he's like, am I supposed to say something about that? Hey, Joe, you know I'm an angel.
That's what I was saying, Chris. That's exactly what I was saying. Dude. I was like, what? See, I don't even know which way to scoot. You see what I mean?
Just sit still. That ain't gonna happen.
Okay, Chris. Hey, what's week 9?
That ain't gonna happen. Hey, look. Let me tell you something. We had a lot of hits. We had a lot of hits on our show yesterday, so it must have been pretty good.
Yeah.
You know?
I hope so.
And I like to think that we deliver gold nuggets both on crypto, network marketing, social media, business. You know, you never know what we're actually going to talk about. Hell, most of the time we don't know what we're going to talk about until 5 minutes before the show. Am I right?
Right, that's true, man.
Yeah.
We never really know. And then, like yesterday's saying, man, really came out of the blue from a conversation we were having.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There wasn't about any of that. And to be quite honest with you guys, what came out of that's going to end up being very helpful for everyone.
Yes.
And everyone's going to get an opportunity, if you choose, to take part in that.
Yes.
And it's not. We kind of, and I'm not going to let too much out of the bag here, Chris. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
We decided to kind of, even though we're guppies, little guppies in a big ocean, we went ahead and jumped in the shark pond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just go, hey, we got some stuff too. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we think we found a way to focus everything in a better way. Or maybe not a way that everybody's different, people. You know what I mean? Everybody learns different. Everybody needs a different amount of attention.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Some people don't need to talk to us because they're way past us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being good at everything, that's just, okay, cool. Hey, there's nothing I can teach you. You know what I mean? There's nothing that I can do to help inspire you. You're there. You know what I mean? But other people could use this a little bit. And so we're going to try and do something, and it's to help. You know what I mean? It's not to say we're better at anything or anything like that. We just want to be able to get through to people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we believe in doing whatever it takes to do it. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean? If you give us a captive or even halfway captive audience, you're going to get a lot of information in a real short period of time. And we're going to give it to you in the right way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you know what, Joe? Part of it actually came, and I'm just going to talk until somebody throws us some questions. But, you know, part of it actually came from the fact that we were working with some team members, right? And, you know, they didn't know how to do basic stuff. And I'm not picking on anybody, okay? Hey, look, I don't know what I don't know either, y'all. Like Joe just this week showed me how to save stuff on Facebook. I didn't know. You know, I was talking to him. I was like, dude, I don't know how to keep up with this post, and I got to get some pen and paper. And we were screen sharing because we were on Zoom, because most of the time when we talk on Zoom so we could see each other, and we could see each other's families and each other's lives playing in the background. And, you know, it just, it creates a better bond for us, right? And so, and it's crazy because what we did was, you know, I was literally getting a pen and piece of paper, and he's like, Chris, why don't you just save that? And I'm like, what? He's like, just save it. I'm like, I don't understand. What do you mean, just save it? He's like, just save it. I'm like, how do you do that? He's like, let me show you. And, you know, he told me where to go and what to do. And then lo and behold, I learned how to save something so that I can go back and communicate with a post and you know, make sure that I follow up with all those people, because sometimes it's hard. I mean, you know, I could show you guys my screen right now, and right now I have 86 in the little red box over the globe on my Facebook. 86. So that means I have 86 things that I'm supposed to be messing with? I don't think so. You know, I'm not that focused. Right, bro?
Hey, Chris,
Yeah, buddy.
this is a good one. This is what I've got 10,475 unopened emails.
Hey, dude, I'm trying to. Hey, and that's funny too. That's funny too because
My business account. The business account I keep track of, or the business accounts. But like that other one that's just out there that I don't even know the login for it anymore. There's 10,475 right there on my phone. I'm like, huh.
oh my God. I told Joe, I said, Joe, I sent you an email. He's like, you did? I was like, yeah. He's like, where? I said, Crypto Joe at Yahoo. He's like, oh, I got to go open that. And then he's like, can you tell me what you put in the subject line? And I was like, why? He's like, so I can just search for that email because, like, I have a lot of emails. I'm like, really? You're kidding, right? He's like, no. I'm like, dude. So what we realized, and this is funny, right? Hang on a second, Sharon. I'll answer that question, or at least address it in just a second. I said, what's funny was that
What's the question?
he. Well, hang on. I'll tell you what the question is in just a second. So he has the same problem that I have, and that is that he hasn't had time to go into Facebook and turn the notifications off to go to email, because everything that somebody says on our Facebook is going in our email, and it's nuts. I'm telling you, it's nuts. When I came back from vacation, I am not exaggerating. I had over 38,000 emails. 38,000. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I don't have time for this. So you know what I did, and I'm sorry if I threw somebody away. I apologize. But I just went through there and said, delete all, and started over.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get a hold of me, do not email me.
I'm sorry.
I got a phone. I've got MySpace. You're better. I'm never on WhatsApp, and you got a better chance getting to me on WhatsApp. Are you whistling?
I'm reading out loud. Go ahead.
Oh, I could hear you.
Sorry.
Oh, hey, I fixed my speakers.
That's fantastic, brother.
Yeah, I clicked the little speaker button on my computer, and I turned something off, and so it fixed it. Made it a lot louder.
Okay, so Sharon asked, question on the comp plan, and I'm assuming that this is a comp plan for KGX.
Oh, wait, is this the comp plan question about if you only have one person in and then you put 20 underneath it?
Well, it says, what happens to the commissions when a first level signs up only for free, then signs up only one person, and takes off running, signs up 20 people? Yeah. Well, okay, that's a really good question, because there is an answer.
Don't ever repeat that.
There is a good answer to that question, okay? And that is that the person that is doing the signing up of these 20 people, they need to put somebody on the other side, okay? Because if they only signed up one person, and that person is taking off running, then for them to qualify and see those compensation step plans, they're going to have to put somebody on the other side so they're qualified. So remember, one on the right, one on the left, that qualifies you for life, and then you're good. Okay? One on the right, one on the left, then you're qualified and you're good.
Hey Chris, I saw this question last night.
Okay.
And Brad didn't really want to answer it. You know what I mean? Okay.
Well, I don't care to answer it.
No, I know. I know. And we do all this. So I actually asked Laura, I was like, wait a second. Because I think what she's actually asking on that, Chris, is let's say, here's Sharon. Okay. Let me get my whiteboard so everybody understands this, okay?
All right, get your whiteboard. Because we want to make sure, I mean, it's a good question. We want to make sure we get the right answer and that everybody understands the answer.
Okay. Can you see that? There's Sharon. Okay.
There's Sharon.
Okay. Then here's Bob. Okay.
Okay. Bob's on the left. Okay.
Yeah, Bob's on the left. Okay. Now Bob, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
He does all this, right?
Correct.
Signs all these people up.
Correct.
Sharon never qualifies.
Sharon never qualified. So Sharon's
So
got to put one on the right.
yeah, so Sharon never gets paid.
Exactly. And so
You don't
this
get
is
paid.
what I'm going to talk to you about, Sharon. And, I'm just transparent. And the core five know that if somebody asks me a question, I'm going to answer it. So, this is the deal. Okay. What you need to do, if this is the case, if you have someone in your team that this is happening with, you need to help them get the other leg. Okay. Help
Yeah.
them. It's going to benefit you. It's also going to benefit them. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to benefit you. If you help them, if you're talking to somebody and you've got a teammate that needs that one person to qualify so they can see all that commission, then it is going to benefit you. It will behoove you in a big way to help them find that person. So if you're talking to somebody that's getting ready to pop or something, let's just say you're talking to Joe, okay? And you say, Joe, hey, look, I've got this really great guy that's building, and one of his teams is taking off, and he needs to qualify. I promise I'm not going to leave you hanging if you'll allow me to help that team member and put you in their team on that position. You're going to have me and them. Is that cool with you? Just be honest with people, because you know what's going to happen? Joe knows that if he has trouble now, because if he says yes and you put them on that team, and then Joe's struggling or he's having problems finding his people, he knows if he goes to you, you're going to help him. Okay?
Right.
So it just benefits everybody. Seriously.
And this is the thing, and I understand where the confusion may come from, because when Steve talks about it's the matching bonus, what it is, right?
Right. Right.
And that's what yeah, it's the matching bonus part of the plan. And Steve actually talks about the guy in Hawaii that signed his friend up, and you know the guy. Well, not now; he's passed. But and the guy was a huge network marketer, and Steve and them there at a convention in Vegas,
Right?
And the guy's huge, and they're on the airplane before they're in Vegas, on the way to Vegas. And he's like, man, who brought you to the company anyways? Because this guy blew this company up.
Right.
I mean, he's just incredible marketer. And he's like some dude in Hawaii that I don't even remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy never got anything because he never. And so that's why that was built, so that guy would get something. But you still have to qualify. You still have to put a right, and you still have to put a left. You have to qualify first. And if that's all you do, qualify, and then one of those take off, then you get them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But you have to qualify. One right, one left. You have to.
Have to.
You just put one in and then build it, and everything, and all your points come up. Because that's where you get all your points, matching bonus points. And then you get, 10 or 20% of whatever they do, depending on where the fork's at and what they're doing. And keep in mind, people, all the fork stuff, you only qualify for the fork if you have a personal sale.
Right.
Okay? So I don't care if everybody in your team sells 700 people.
Right.
If you don't sell one of them, if you don't put one sale in that week, you do not qualify for the fork. You've got the $25 for every 3.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So look at it like every person you put in $6.33, 0.33333. Okay. $25. And then it goes from there. You have to qualify for the forks. And that's the thing. And you're thinking, well, why? Well, it's to keep everybody involved. You know what I mean? It's to keep everyone going.
Correct.
That's what we're doing to continue building. Because we don't want to get all these big winners out here and everybody. We don't want to build all these people up, and then they go, "Oh, I ain't doing nothing now. I'm making my money." Well, okay then. And the thing is, the company's not going to pay you for being lazy. They're just not going to do it. You know what I mean? And I'm not being mean, guys. I'm just being honest, and I'm just using the most common language I can use. You know what I mean? We all want success. Okay. Build success. There's all different levels of success. There's all different types of success.
Right.
Chris and I kind of came to this thing yesterday. It was a gigantic aha moment. It was like, and we were talking, and we're like, you know what? We're really more interested in building the people than building business.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's make the people
help the masses.
Yeah, let's help the masses. You know what I mean? We want to. By making the people, it'll make the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We're not chasing dollars. We're chasing dreams. You
Right.
know what I mean? And they're out there, and we're just getting to them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're not out of reach at all. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
That's the thing. You know, we got our butterfly net, and we're going for it. You know what I mean? I can't see your face, so I don't know what
It's
you're
all
saying.
good, brother. I'm smiling. I'm smiling.
Okay, good.
So,
But
you
hey,
know,
does anybody
Joe
have any
brings up a
questions?
really good point. You know, we really do, like, yes, and don't misunderstand us, okay?
Yeah, no.
We are all about KGX, and that's obvious. I
Oh
mean, I
yeah.
wear the clothes, you know, I talk the talk, I give the presentations. Joe is right there with me every step of the way. You know,
I got the
let me tell you something. Okay, we are hardcore KGX. No one will ever misunderstand that. But we
I'll
are
bring my cat over
also
here.
okay. So we're also very much about people. That's why we started the lives, guys. Okay, and so we want to make sure that people succeed. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no question off limits. There's no, you know, there's no training off limits. We're going to help people, but here's the thing: you know, what we realized helping everybody, and this is where I was headed with this a second ago, and then you know, Joe and I went off on a tangent. We apologize for those tangents. You know,
Hey,
you
Chris,
all
I
have
can't
to
tell if I cut
realize, huh?
I can't tell if I cut you off.
You didn't.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I really can't tell because I can't see you.
No, you didn't.
You know
You
what I mean?
didn't.
I'm like,
I'm just circling back around, brother.
okay,
So,
cool.
you know, we're both ADHD. So, you know, Joe is good for keeping mine in check. I'm good for keeping his in check. And, you know, when we can see each other, it's easier. But go ahead, brother. But what I wanted to say was, you know, we realized that there's a need for people to be mentored. Okay. And what he was saying about, you know, certain people, we're, you know, if you're already a leader and you're making seven figures, then a lot of our stuff may not apply to you, and that's okay. But this is what I know: if you're a leader and you're making seven figures, you're going to plug into everything that you find beneficial, whether you are getting a refresher course or whether you just pick up that one nugget, because everybody can learn from everyone. Okay. And what I want to understand, and what I want you guys to understand, is this. You know, I didn't know how to save something. And you know what? Guess what? I'm a six-figure earner. I didn't know how to save something on Facebook, okay? And I'm about to be a seven-figure earner. I will probably bust seven figures wide open this year. I see you
What?
looking at it. Just be quiet. You just be quiet, Joe.
Is that the
So,
best part of this?
yeah, because you walked away. But anyway, you know,
Oh,
so, you know, what we know is this. Okay, we've got people out there doing their best. They're trying their hardest. They're giving 3,000%, and they don't know something on Facebook as easy as how to put a background on a post, or that the post can only be so many characters and the background's going to disappear, or that, you know, putting a feeling on your post is going to give you more representation on Facebook because you took the extra time and the extra effort, right? So here's what I'm going to say to everybody: you guys are beautiful people, but you don't know what you don't know. You know, you can be a six or seven figure income earner and not know the simplest of things. Okay. So what we're going to do, and what Joe and I have decided and committed to do, is we're going to team up, and we're not going to be trainers, y'all. That's not what we are. Okay. We're just going to share information with people. And if they get something from it, great. And if they don't get something from it, well, then our stuff's not for them. It's okay. You know, here's what I do know. I know that in the stuff that we're going to share, there's going to be stuff you don't know. I promise you that. I promise you that. And we're also going to share other people's stuff. Like, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. Okay? Things that we know, things that we've used, things that have helped us, we're going to share it with you guys. Okay? So, hey, Joe, you want to talk a little bit about some of the things? I see you with that whiteboard. You want to talk about some of the things that are easy? I'm going to be a what?
inspirer.
An
That's
inspirer? Okay. An
Not a trainer, an
inspirer.
inspirer. Well, here, let's just
Hey,
do it.
that's a beautiful thing, brother. If you can
I'm
inspire
a
other
believer.
people,
I'm gonna be a
yes,
believer.
a
Not like a
believer.
believer. It's not Justin Bieber thing, guys.
That's it. We
I
believe in
got kidding.
ourselves. We believe in our companies. We believe in our businesses. We believe in the ability to help others. And moreover, we believe in each one of you guys.
Right.
Am I right, Joe?
You're absolutely correct. What did you ask me? Yeah.
Yep.
I can't
Yep.
see you.
It's
I'm gonna
okay.
bring it. When you said we weren't gonna be trainers, it kind of threw me off.
Well, and here's the
I was like,
thing.
I built a business model here, buddy.
Here's the here. No, no, no. You know, at the end of the day,
Now, never mind.
hey, look,
Control.
look at this simple thing right here. At the end of the day, everybody's a trainer. They
No,
just
I know.
don't.
I'm just
They just don't know it. You know, I learn from everybody I talk to. Every single person I talk to, I learn something from.
I do.
Okay,
I really do.
and I'm not going to stop learning. Okay,
Uh-uh.
let's see. Sharon says, "I get the part if I never I get that part if I never qualify. Does anything roll up from the second level because they're passive?" Okay, I think I am not understanding that question,
Are you
Sharon. So
talking
I.
about if you change your, I think what you're talking about, Chris, is when you change your actual levels.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, you're always connected.
mm-hmm.
Everything, your downline is always your downline. It doesn't
Correct.
matter if you're an emerald, a ruby, a sapphire, a diamond, whatever. That's just
I think I
that's just
understand. I think I understand.
I think
So
that's
let
I was
me
just
let me address this by saying this. Okay, Sharon, if Joe and I are under you and I'm on one side and Joe's on the other side, and Joe is knocking it out of the park, okay?
yeah,
And I only came in and put one person on my right hand side, but that one person took off and went, okay? You're still going to benefit even though I didn't qualify. I won't benefit, okay? But you will benefit because it rolls upwards. So
yeah.
everything on the outside you will benefit from, everything on the inside you will not. Okay, let's be
You get a
clear
piece of
about that.
everything you put in as long as you qualify. One on the right,
Correct.
one on anything
Correct.
that comes, you get a piece of. You get
Yes.
a point every time they add. Okay,
Yes.
going toward your 3 points towards your matching bonuses.
Yes.
You know, well, that's not the matching bonus. That's your I forget what it's called now. We talk about it all the time, Chris. I don't have to.
The,
You know what I'm talking about. Your 3 points.
not the spillover. We call it something else, but I've drawn a blank because I just
Auto
read
placement.
Benita's
Auto placement.
question. Auto placement. Thank you. I just read Benita's question, and she says, "I have a question. Where do I find the KGX T-shirts?" Joe and I have the KGX T-shirts, and we're getting ready to put in an order. And so, anybody that wants to get in on this order, get with Joe because by the end of, well, I'm putting a deadline on it. I'm just going ahead and putting a deadline on it. By the end of next week, next Saturday will be the last day that we're going to put the orders together because we want them to come in all at the same time.
Okay.
So if you want T-shirts, get with Joe and see which one we're ordering because I don't know. I'll just be honest. See which one we're putting in the order for, and if you want to jump in on that one, great. And then what we're doing, y'all, is we're going to do them in batches. We're going to do them in groups. So we're going to order a style, and we're going to put in that order. And then we'll go to another style and we'll put in that order. But we're going to do them in batches so that we can send them to the place and have them done at one time. It keeps the cost down, number one. Number
Yeah.
two, it also allows everybody to come out with that shirt at the same time. So we're going to ship at the same time, okay? Make sure that's clear. So Joe, next Saturday is the cutoff for whatever t-shirt you're working with at the moment.
I kind of want to clarify something too on the
Yep.
pricing and everything.
Yep.
I'm not trying to get over on anybody on prices. We're going to include shipping and handling in the prices. I looked at shipping last night, and like I kind of just threw a roundabout number in there for shipping in my head,
Okay.
and shipping costs a lot more than I thought. So I was like, okay. So, but the also, I'm sure everybody sees all this stuff on Facebook. You can get an embroidered polo for $9.99. No,
You cannot unless
no,
you order like 300 of them.
yeah. If you go and put a shirt order in and you want 10 shirts, let's say, you're paying about $19 a shirt. That is crazy. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Because I looked at every option I could, but I have an actual shirt manufacturer here.
And just also so everybody knows, I want to throw in, there is a t-shirt MLM out there, and we even looked at that
Yeah.
as an option.
Yeah, I was going to join another MLM just to try and do this for everybody. You know what I mean?
It's not worth it. Okay, it's not worth the headache,
Really,
and the quality is not there. And I don't want anybody to get mad at the quality. I'd rather pay $3 more for a shirt and it be a decent quality,
right.
than to get something that's just cheesy, y'all. I mean, and at the end of the day, I think that our apparel says a lot about who we are. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Wear these shirts like this with no sleeve on them.
There you go. Hey, but that doesn't have.
Well, I had the bandana and everything on. So it was the journey.
You had a whole outfit going on today. So
yeah, dude. I got my cutoffs on and everything.
Okay, so Sharon asked another question, and she says yes. So that means we're on the right track with the answers we've given so far. So no roll up. And then she says, excuse me, how long when they drop off does the second level bump up? I am going to ask you to clarify. Do you mean that someone has left KGX? Is that what you mean, please? So if they've left KGX, okay, if they've left and they're not coming back, this is what I would suggest that you do. Okay?
Yeah, that's a tough
one. And to be honest with you, Sharon, I don't want to have. There are people in my organization right now that I'm looking at that are not active. Have they left? I wouldn't say that they have completely left, and this is the reason that I'm going to say that. The reason I'm going to say that is because at some point when Bitcoin is in the news and that's all they can hear, they're going to want to come back. Now, the question is, do you want them to come back where they're at, or do you want them to have to come back somewhere else? Okay? And so that is a question that you're going to have with yourself. Okay? And you're going to have to figure out, did this person leave on good terms, or are they just, are they disgruntled? What is the situation? I don't know. There's very many different answers for that. What I'm going to say is, if you feel like that person has left your organization, then you are perfectly within your rights to send a message to kgxsolutions@gmail.com and tell them this person has left. They are in your organization. You would like to have them removed. Now, I may have just set myself up for a huge problem, and I may get my ass chewed from Steven for that. But I'm just giving you the answer that I would do. That's what I would do as a leader if I wanted that person removed. If you don't want them removed and they didn't do anything to, be ugly or try to destroy your lineage or anything like that, I'd just let them sit there. I really would. I mean, because they're not keeping you from getting anything. Okay? Just know that. They're not keeping you from getting paid or matching bonuses or getting points when other people come in, as long as it's on your outside. Remember, guys, it has to be on the outside leg. Okay? So just remember that. And, it's always good leadership. Let's talk about good stewardship, good leadership. It's always good leadership and good stewardship when someone leaves. If the company allows that person to stay longer than 90 days, and some companies don't. I've been in companies that once someone's inactive for 90 days, the computer system kicks them out. Ours doesn't. We haven't been active 90 days yet, so we don't know what's going to come from the Core 5 on that. But what I'm going to say is, it's always good leadership. It's always good business to just let people stay you may find yourself rekindling that relationship. Okay, and if they didn't burn a bridge, they're not hurting anything to sit there. Okay,
That's
that's me.
um.
Joe, what do you think about that?
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. From a technical aspect on that, the way I understand it
Yes.
is, if you buy and you qualify, you're there. You own your real estate.
Right.
That spot in that tree, that's your little spot on that tree. You own it. That's got your name on it.
Right.
So if someone's qualified, they're qualified for life, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. I don't care if they don't do anything. I don't think. I mean, that's the way everything says. Is, you know what I mean? But if somebody wants out, they're like, hey, I don't want to do this. Then yeah, they can be removed. But I mean, it's. But really, guys, unless you're talking about dropping under a pinnacle, there's not much point to it. You know what I mean? There's not a big difference.
There
You know what
really
I mean?
isn't.
Like where the rest of us are is nothing. Like now, if I wanted to buy for a founder spot or something, you know what I mean? If one came open, then that'd be different. You know what I mean? Like that'd be something that I'd want to get. If I wanted to try to get that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, can I move on? You know what I mean? Or what? Can I be placed somewhere if someone vacates? You know what I mean? Or if there's just something there, or somebody signed up and then decided, oh man, I thought it was something a little bit different. It's really not for me. You know what I mean? And that's perfectly understandable. And like guys, you can look in the tree. I mean, you know what I mean? There's, there's a lot of things with no gold stars on them. You know what I mean? Gold star paid.
Gold star means paid.
Yeah, you don't have that spot till you buy that spot, to be completely honest with you. You know what I mean? I had people in there that haven't got paid. And, I'm going to call them and give them a couple more chances and be like, man, I'm going to go ahead and take you out because I don't need you taking up space. I mean, personally, that's the way I do it. There was a lot of stuff where, you wanted to kind of offer people an opportunity to save their money up. But, with the startup things, you're like, yeah, man, I'm going to get you in up here if you want to do this. But can you do it? Are you going to work for it? And I'm the kind of person, I'll work with you.
Right.
Going, hey, man, it's going to take me 3, 4, 5 weeks. It's going to take me 2 months. It's going to take me 2 months saving however much money a week. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, I'm the kind of person, I'll work with you. You know what I mean? But I want to see you showing up. Just plain and simple. You know what I mean? You're getting sweat equity out of it. That's the way I see it.
Right.
But, probably right before we launch or right after we launch, technically, I'm sure we'll probably go through and do some cleaning. You know what I mean? And that's kind of up to us personally, too. And I'm sure they're going to tell us something about it, too. You know what I mean? Because
I expect to hear something about that soon.
Yeah. I mean, there's no point in having a gigantic tree if you don't really have a gigantic tree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to think you've got this big old team built or a bunch of business partners, that aren't business partners. They're just, if they're not, they're not. And if they are, they are. And you guys know that on a personal level. I don't think anybody's got a team that's so huge that they don't know most of their people. You know what I mean?
Right.
You probably signed them up.
So
you probably know them.
You
should.
Here's the only other thing that I'm going to say about that. And this applies more to after the launch. Okay, so let me make that clear. Let me also make clear that this is not anything that I've been told from the Core 5. This is just my personal belief. Okay? Yeah. After the launch, if we have positions that people came in with and they're gold star, okay? Remember, gold star means they're paid. And they're just not doing anything and they don't want to really do anything, then, here's what I want to do, me personally. Because you got to realize you have an organization, so they're holding a certain spot in your organization, okay? And if they're holding a high spot in your organization, but they're not interested in doing anything, they're not going to do anything, then I personally am going to try to offer to buy their spot back. In other words, I will want to give them their $300 back so that I can have that spot, so that I can find somebody to put in that spot that's going to work. Okay, if that makes any sense. Because here, and I see Joe going, oh boy, you shouldn't have went there. You stepped in it
No,
now.
no. I was going to say the same thing. It's going along right along lines of saying it's their piece of real estate.
Okay, so you know, I have some people, and I'm speaking personally. Again, this is personally. I have some people that are gold starred in my organization that are they're kind of they're not qualified. Okay, they paid for their self. Okay, they don't follow up. They don't communicate. They don't answer emails. But I know them. Okay, so I can call them and
It's not me.
no, it's not Joe. So, but I'm just saying, if I've got, and this is just an example, guys, okay? And this is not true, but I'm using it as an example. If you're looking at my organization and I'm at the top, okay, and, you know, there's people under me and they're not doing anything, then if I can, right, like we will have to check with our attorneys and stuff, I want to see if I can buy those positions back. As simple as that. And it maybe we can, maybe we can't. I have not asked Core 5. I'm telling you, this is me personally. And again, we'll have to check and see. I believe I have been in other companies. Let me say that I have been in other companies that I have been able to, to get those positions back. Okay, I've been able to offer that person their refund to free that spot up. I don't know if that's going to be possible because I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. This is the most legal and compliant multi-level marketing, network marketing, direct sales business that I have ever had the pleasure of being with. So I'm speaking from past experience, and basically, we were just able to, as leaders, we were just able to ask the owners of the company, right? If, hey, can I offer the person their money back for that position? And they say yes or no. And of course, there's paperwork, right? So you have to sign paperwork that says that they received a refund and they are relinquishing their rights to that position. I don't know if our attorneys are going to allow us to do that. I don't personally want to hold the positions. Let me also rephrase that. My thought process here is, let's just say that I have a position that I have someone in that's paid. And we'll use Bethany, for example, because she's on here and I know she is, and she won't be mad if I use her. We'll say Bethany wants to come in, okay? And Joe's sitting there and he's done nothing, but he's paid. And I'd like to work with Bethany. So I go to Joe and I call Joe and I say, hey, Joe, I know that you got in, et cetera, et cetera. I also know that you haven't really done anything. What is your plan? So I'm not negative, right? What is your plan? Joe, are you ready to go to work? Do you want to go to work? Joe says to me, Chris, I took the information, and I bought a promoter position because I thought I would promote it, but it's not in my wheelhouse. It's something that I just don't have time to do. And I say to Joe, okay, if I could get you your money back because I have someone else that wants to work, would that be acceptable with you? Would you switch positions with them? That, I believe, would be a compliant thing. I believe, because see, as a person in a company, none of us can own more than one position. So I wouldn't be owning the position. I would be getting that replaced. So, and at the same time, if I call Joe and tell him I've got somebody that's ready to take his position and give him his money back, if he's really serious, hell, that might wake him up, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, he might say, hey, no, dude, I want my position. How can you and I work together to build my business? Well, guess what? It's a win-win, right? It's a win-win.
Better not make it like that, Chris.
I'm not, brother. I'm not. I promise. So, I'm just saying that because of the question that you asked, Sharon. Hopefully that answered it completely. Secondly, what I'll say is take what I said about compliance to heart, and also know that I'm talking about after launch. I would never try to replace or remove anyone until we were launched, okay? Because everybody should have the same opportunity, okay? So just clarifying that and making sure that everybody understands where I'm coming from. And, you know, and again, I'm speaking without having spoken to our attorneys.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, I'm not trying to own multiple positions either. I just want to make sure that, you know, our trees are full of working people. And I hope that answered Sharon's question completely. I think it did. Not sure. But if not,
I'm going to address something too that can
yep,
come along.
absolutely. Come on,
In
brother.
your in your tree, you got your 1 and your 1.
Yep.
Okay. So you got 1 and 1, right? So now you're qualified, and they both came in as promoters. Okay.
Yep.
Now you got the third one. So you got one over here and one over there. I hate this being back. It's so weird. So now you've got 3. Okay. So now you qualified for a pay step. Okay.
Right.
Now you got 1, 2. See, yeah. You know what I mean? You got your 3 points. Okay. But now this person down here, that third person that came in, they didn't come in as a promoter. They came in as a cut. That's okay. You actually make more for bringing them in. You make more money for that. Okay. And you get a point for it. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get a point.
You get a point and you get $25.
Right. Now, the next person that comes in over here, this person, they don't collect points. They're a placeholder.
Right.
You know, they're basically like, let's call them turtles. Okay.
It skips that one.
Those points are going to bounce right over it. Okay?
Right.
To the next person.
Right.
But that doesn't hurt anything. You know what I mean? They're not getting in the way of anything. They're just there because they're a customer. They don't want to be a promoter. They just
the chain is not broken.
Yeah. You know, and the chain's not broken at all. It still rolls. With the 1 and 1 again. Okay. You got Bobby and Susie. Okay. Now you got Bobby, Susie, and Tommy. Okay. You signed up Bobby. You signed up Susie. You signed up Tommy. Okay.
Right.
Bobby paid. Susie, she hadn't paid yet. Okay. And then you signed up over here. You know what I mean? Susie hadn't paid. Or where am I? Wrong fingers. Susie hadn't paid yet. Okay. This is your other qualifier. She hasn't paid. You're not actually qualified, guys. That has to be a paid in full customer. So you go, hey, Susie, I need you to pay because you're messing me up. You know what I mean? You're not allowing me to make money because you're sitting up here screwing me around. This isn't working. Because the thing is, it's an algorithm, guys. You know what I mean? It's the way it looks at things. They're ones and zeros, and the ones and zeros got to figure each other out in the computer program. So, hold on. I'm trying to, okay, boom. So you go ahead and get her to go. Okay, and then you move this one up. Okay, so now you're qualified. Does that make sense? I mean, I think I'm trying to explain this as best I can. You got to pay attention to all that stuff. You know what I mean? Now the computer algorithm. So you're going, okay, wait a second. Now let's say you throw somebody leaves, okay? And you go ahead and take somebody here and you move them up a spot, okay? Now, what's the benefit of that? The computer looks at the people. It looks at the numbers in the line, okay?
Right.
So if I jump up a spot, or let's say I jump 3 spots for some reason, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, man, we're putting Joe up here because this is open because Joe just slaughters everything. He's just amazing. You know what I mean? Like, we can't believe it. He could build the company on his own. You know what I mean?
Go, Joe. Build for me.
You know what I'm saying, though? You know, and so then you jump up there. Now, you go ahead and get everything that comes underneath. You know, those people, everybody else signed up. You know, like Tommy here, he's out. Okay, but Tommy signed up Johnny, and Johnny's got 45 people signed up. Just directly under him, I just got Tommy's people because I took his spot. I moved up here. It's not looking at my name. It's a computer system. You know what I mean? It doesn't go, oh, wait, Joe's here. It's Joe instead of Tommy. Wait a second. No. It's a spot. It's a numbered spot. I mean, that's the way algorithms work.
Joe, I'm going to stop you there and say that that I'm going to write this question down for our itinerary for Wednesday nights. And the reason I'm going to say that is not because I don't think we're right. Okay.
No, we need to clarify it with them. But
But
what
if the core five weighs in on this,
that's how this works. You know what I mean?
yes,
Now they may decide to do it a little differently because we're extremely compliant about things. You know, there may have to be some kind of paperwork involved or something because
right,
the person purchased the spot.
right,
You know what I mean? So you never know. You know, and we're going to do everything as above board as possible. But
absolutely.
theoretically, that's the way it would work. In theory, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
Okay. Sorry.
So no, and I just wanted Sharon to know so that we're going to write that down for a Wednesday night question because it's a good question and not because we don't think it's correct. Okay, that's
Right.
not why I'm saying that.
Absolutely. We'll get
But
1.5 to answer it. You know,
but beyond
Our
that,
main-
Joe, it's beyond that.
Yeah. Oh,
The bigger picture here is that other people have this question, and our audience on Wednesday nights is a lot bigger
oh, yeah, that's true.
than this. And I think that this is one of those questions that really qualifies for the attention of the larger audience because, you know, when we ask these questions, and bravo to you, Sharon, for asking, you know, when we ask these questions, this is how people learn, okay? And this is how people don't go off half-cocked,
Right.
you know, and and it's a question that, you know, it's on people's minds. That's all I'm going to say. It's on people's minds. So let's take it to Wednesday nights.
Right.
For yes. So and what I'm actually going to do, so everybody knows, you know, I don't know if you guys know this or not, and I'm guessing you assume it, but Joe and I give the questions to the guys before, okay, and the reason that we do that, okay, and I'm just being completely transparent here, is maybe some of the questions that are going to come across will need a compliancy clearance or something to come from one of the number of attorneys that we consult with. Okay, and I want you all to also know, like Jeremy said the other day, we're going to hop off of here because it's 1 minute to 3. But like Jeremy said the other day, these attorneys, they are not cheap. Okay, but we don't mind spending the money to give you guys the right answers. So with that said, you know, Joe, tell everybody we love them. We'll see them on Monday, right? Like, have a great weekend.
Hey, sorry we took up so much time. Hope nothing got too confusing or anything.
We love you guys.
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing.
Believe in yourself. Okay? We believe in you. Let's get you believing in you. Let's get out there and do it. Love y'all.
Love y'all.